Take that off there. What's up, everybody? How's everybody?
Happy Saturday.
Happy day after his day. The reason for the season, right? All right. We'll see what's going to happen here. Let a few get up in here. And there we go. Well, anyway, just want to say happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays.
And tonight we have
two special guests.
Very special guests. My people, my family, IP7.
And Pretty Tye.
And Pretty Tye. Here we go. And we're going to jump right in here. We're going to bring them in here.
Yes.
We've been wanting to do this. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, family.
Right. Looking good, looking good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. How are you guys doing?
Doing great, doing great.
All right. Audio sounds good on this end. We sound okay on your end?
Sound
good. Perfect to us. Perfect.
Oh, beautiful.
Good. We on live. Everybody's starting to slowly jump on, but we are here.
Okay.
So before we get into all that, how was everybody's Christmas? Was your Christmas good?
Everything was well.
Christmas is great.
It was well, yes. We had a great time. We had a great time being here off the truck.
Ain't nothing like being home, huh?
That's true.
Man.
Mama been working me since I've been here, but I don't mind with her, you know. Yeah, she got me going.
Seeing you decorating your grandson's room, that was really nice.
Oh my gosh, that has been a task. Do you hear me? It really, everything's been a task, but it's just been so long. We just been, stringing along everything. Because my hair took like 7 days to complete.
Did it?
7 days. And
oh my God.
7 days.
8,
and
really.
8, yeah. 7 days and 2 hours. 2 hours on the last day. But it just pushed off.
Wait. I gotta ask. What kind of hairstyle takes 7 days? That's all. I gotta ask. I ain't seen that one.
I know. So I got sister locks, right? And it's a long process in and of itself. But she took the days, and she only worked like a few hours a day. And we did maybe 5 to 6 hours a day. And I think it's like, it depends on the people's hair, the thickness of their hair, the length of their hair, as to how long it usually takes. So I have relatively thick hair, relatively long hair. So mine took some time, and she only took like I said, 5 or 6 hours. So each little strand is like locked. So I have these teeny tiny little strands that she did all over my head. That's locked. So,
wow.
Yeah. So now I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about detangling. I don't have to worry about style. If I get up on the truck and I just haven't had the chance to do anything, it's different with locks. So I'm very grateful. I do want the traditional locks because they're not as versatile. Well, maybe they are. I don't know. To me, they don't seem as versatile as like this. This kind of looks like my loose natural.
Right.
But it's, but it's I don't have to do the detangling. So and I still can wear wigs if I want, but it's not something I want to do anymore. I'm so done with it. It's just ridiculous. I'm sick of seeing a wig. It's ridiculous. So I'm grateful. I knew that we scheduled like 7 days anyway. So I'm grateful and I'm glad it's over, but it just prolonged everything else we had to do while we were here. So
I did, yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
A mess. So,
but I know it'll be working in the long run. So,
yes, it is. It definitely is. Like I'm ready to get back up on the road, and I know.
You say you ready to get back on the road? Huh?
I am. I'm ready to make the money. I got to stack my savings back up. We came home and we spent money. We have 5 kids. So and my dad's birthday and my sibling. I have 8 siblings alone. 7 siblings. I'm the 8th one. So, we have a relatively large family, and there's a lot that goes on this time of the year for us. So,
Right.
I'm glad you enjoyed your home time, though.
yes.
Real quick, Mama Ryder said, "Sounds good. Had a beautiful Christmas. I saw you with your family. God bless." And that's Beast's mom. So I just want to shout her out.
What up, Mama Ryder?
Mama Ryder.
Hanging in there.
Yeah. All right.
What did you hear?
Well, I tell you
Start with
what.
the first one. I'll go with the second one.
Well, no, I got one. This is where I want to start from. Where did you guys come from as far as what made the transition? I mean, what was you doing before trucking? And two-part question. What were you doing before trucking? And then what made you make the decision to get into trucking?
Okay. Well, before trucking, we had daycare centers here in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
It was actually we did a before and after school camp and summer camps. We did that.
Okay.
We've been doing that for probably, I guess, about 14 years. And I mean, it was good and everything. As time goes on with anything, it's just a time you land the plane. You know what I mean? But we came out of doing childcare. I think I actually messed up on that because we were doing property management and commercial and residential renovations actually before trucking.
Oh, okay.
That's what we started doing after doing the daycares. And then as far as the trucking, we were always looking for something new, and as far as the trucking, I think what happened with trucking was I have family members that's in trucking. I have an uncle. He's been trucking for about 30 years. And we was at his house one day and he just brought it up and he was like, you guys could team and all that, and so
they kept saying how much money we could make.
Right.
We'll be all over the world. And, it was just, I just was like, I had to keep pushing him saying, babe, let's do this. Let's do it.
No, that's not how that happened.
Yeah, because we moved.
That's not how that happened.
When we moved to Danish Court, I had to say, babe, I had to push him into let's make this happen.
No, that's not what happened. You said, let's do it. We couldn't do it until you agreed.
I agreed.
Yeah, but you weren't trying to go because Taj was still in high school.
Okay.
And you was like, let's do it. Because I remember me and my cousin was in the sunroom. I came out. You was like, let's do it, babe. And I was like, all right. And once you said that, I've been ready. But,
right.
I'm only the head. She the neck. So I got to go where the neck turned to. You know what I mean? So when she made the decision, then we got in. We went, we steamrolled into it. And she began to pull up all the. Go ahead.
I just felt like I had to nudge you to be like to get us going. Like you were like, yeah, okay, let's do it. But I was like, no, we need to do it now.
Right. Only because he was in high school. I had no problem with leaving with him in school. Wait. You're the mother. You had the problem with leaving because he was in school. But okay, she nudged me to go into it, and we got into it. I mean, and that's how we saw. We found all of you guys before we even got to driving. We watched all of you guys for like a whole year. This Be Trucking, Beauty and the Bees, Married to the Miles, Nick and Carla, so forth and so on. And
right.
Yeah, that's how we got here.
Okay.
Wow. Now, did you guys go to truck driving school, or did you go with a company that paid for truck driving school?
We went with Swift.
Oh, okay.
We drove with Swift for like 6 months after. Yep, we drove. We went with Swift. So we were in Swift school. This time last year, we were in school. We went, I guess, at the end of November, and it lasted to like the beginning of January or something like that.
Right.
And
so you guys are first year anniversary then.
First year anniversary.
Yes.
Real talk. I hear you. All right.
Yeah. Now I remember when you guys started off, because Pretty Tye was doing the videos of the journey of, did one person start before the other, or did you guys start together?
We started together, but I was first. Well, in Swift, you have to go through training, right? So we each had our own trainers. He left first, but then he came back, and then I went out in training. So something happened with his trainer. He had to get a whole new trainer. So I ended up being the first one in training. So it may look like I left before him.
Right.
As far as training. But we kind of ended back up at the same time. I think we had a few weeks or something.
Right.
Before he got back home and we left out together on our own. But I was doing the videos because I had the worst training experience ever. So
now was it with the woman or with the man?
it was with a man. It was with the older Caucasian man. He was a very nice gentleman. He was a vet. Was he a vet? He was a vet. Yeah, he was a very nice gentleman. But
he had bed bugs all over the truck.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it. Oh no! I mean, it was not only that, but he was like a trucker in every sense of the word. In that his hygiene wasn't all there.
Oh,
so
that ain't trucker in all sense of the word. I'm a trucker, and I've been doing it, and I've been practicing proper hygiene for 20 years.
No,
come on,
I get that, but you hear about truckers. That's what you hear, like how dirty they are, especially the other race. I mean, that's just what I've heard. But no, I totally get that. Our hygiene is up there too. But this gentleman, he was the sweetest guy, but there were just some other things that just made my experience horrible. I had bumps from the bike. It was so much I can tell. It was such a horrifying experience. I was so glad. And my husband, you don't really know us, but he was so heated. He wanted to call Swift. He was ready to sue Swift. He was ready to come fight the man, wanted to find me wherever we were. It was really an experience. So
Pretty Tye IP7, you wouldn't have it, would you?
Man, it was a mess. It was hard for me to keep, I didn't even want to tell her what was going on with me because it was so, traumatic for what was going on with her,
Right.
But I mean, we did get back, we got together and we started driving for Swift. We teamed up together, and that was an experience in and of itself also.
Because we started.
Yeah, definitely. We got out in the winter,
yeah,
like she was getting ready to say. And the thing about it was that, so Pretty Tye, she hadn't been in the mountains or anything. She was just pretty much driving on I-10 most of the time.
I-10, I-20.
I-10, I-20. So she hadn't really flat ground. She hadn't seen no mountains, and I stayed in the mountains in my training, and I stayed. I was so many places. I wanted to quit a few times. I ain't gonna lie, right? But I can't. I was gonna call me and say I can't do it, because I was gonna be like, all right, I'll meet you at home. But
right.
But we got out there. I remember our first trip. We went up to New York. We left Virginia, went to New York. Everything was great,
Cloud nine.
From Virginia, we went to Arizona. Everything was great. From Arizona, we went to Cali. Everything was great. Then we went up. We went up to Seattle, to Washington, and that's when we began to do different things. And then it was. They kept us back and forth, right?
I think what changed our life was we were on, I want to say 70 in Colorado.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
We'll do that to you.
Let me tell you, I had no clue what I was getting myself into.
Right.
His uncle, the guy that got us interested in trucking, that him and his uncle was like, okay, so what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna stop at this truck stop, and you're gonna just wait till the morning to get over this. What is Val or something? Me, I could be so flighty. I'm like, what? Come on. We gotta get. I'm the type of person that when we get our trip, when we got our loads, I want to get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had no understanding as to what was going on. And so I'm like, let's drive. He a lot of times he'll go along with what I'm saying, even if he doesn't want to. So he was like, all right, let's just drive. I don't think he really wants to.
Because you called your trainer and he was like, you do just like I trained you. And I'm sitting over there saying to myself the whole time, you haven't even been in the mountains. What you mean?
We had one
and it was nighttime. It was nighttime, and I never forget it. I can't remember what truck stop we was at. All I know, she took off.
It was the last one on 70 before you get up to Val or
and
whatever
you took off, and you was going, and it started snowing. And I was looking at the elevation every time, you pass the markings. And I saw that elevation, and I said, we getting up here now. We got up there, I mean, the sky just started dropping snow from everywhere. And
right.
It's really crazy because what you may not know is I still don't really realize the danger that I'm putting us in, right? Because I only know that my husband is over here having conniptions, and he's having a fit because he understands that fifth wheel can go around. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything. You can't really fool with the Jake brake. All these different things that go along with driving this 18-wheeler, right? Right. I don't get it. It kind of just put us in danger, and I mean, I know to listen because at this time I'm feeling his energy, I'm feeling his vibe. It's like you don't get it. So anyway, needless to say, we didn't make it out of the mountains that night. We ended up staying in the mountains that night.
And then she gets nervous once we stop at a rest stop. She's nervous then about staying right there. You know what I mean? Like. You're thinking that the truck won't move.
But I'm scared.
No, she won't scared of the mountain, but she's scared of the rest area.
Anyway, it really, really. And then after that, we stayed in the mountains. It's like Swift and their routes. They take you on these routes that are they're always one lane highways, and it just wasn't the best for us. It wasn't the best to be rookies.
Now we always delivered every load. We was always on time. I mean, we was running about 5,500, 6,000 miles a week. We was the top. Mm-hmm. We was the top, and I mean, they loved us. And when we told them we was, they really didn't want us to go. They tried to convince us to stay, but it was just. For us to be a good team,
right?
We had to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't about who couldn't handle what or none of that. It was just about being a team. So we had to do what we want to work with a team. You know what I'm saying? You got to think we would be riding, man, and we stand up because we don't want to leave the other one to have to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? We in West Virginia, and I mean, I hate West Virginia. You know what I'm saying?
I hate West Virginia.
Yeah. Straight up. And we in West, I mean, it take us so long to get through there. You know what I mean? For us. And we didn't ever want to deviate from their route because we like to do stuff the way they want us to do it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you could with them.
I don't think maybe a little bit, but I don't think we could do it, the way we wanted to do it. I wanted to deviate like 200-300 miles, you know what I'm saying? But, you could do that. So, but because, from us being, business owners, man, we know that people have an expectation of you, and so we try to fulfill the expectation being as though we're driving for them. Now, I wasn't going to do nothing that was unsafe, but I knew other trucks were driving these same routes. So we just would slow it down and take our time, and we did it for 6 months, got this new opportunity, and we was comfortable with it and went with it. And I think it was the best, choice we could have possibly made.
Love it.
Yeah.
I remember with Swift,
I know what you
going home all the time.
Right.
I was really but
I know what you guys are talking about. I don't want to jump that far forward. I want to kind of go back to what you guys were saying about the decision making as a team. Now, what can you tell? I mean, you guys are relatively new to this. What could you tell a new team coming into this you understand the amount of experience that any company is really going to give you, because it could have worked like that at any company.
Right.
One of you been on flat ground, one of you been in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? But how you guys learn to make it work as a team. Speak on that.
Well, what we did because of the way it was, trip planning became vital for us. So I would always, lay that trip out to where I could hit those mountains during my drive time. And when she get on at night, we're at flat ground or minimal mountains. You know what I'm saying? Just because I didn't want her in it.
Right, right.
So go ahead.
And see, the way we run our household or our way of being is I am submissive. I'm a submissive type person. So I love, I've been with him for 18 years. I think he is super intelligent. He knows his stuff. And so for me, it's having that, I think that a person that you got to have a captain, right? And for me, he is our captain. No matter, I'm very headstrong too. I've been raised by my dad. I was raised by a male, but I know the importance of listening to him, because in so many instances, he's been right about some things. And I just, for our safety, that is how we are able to, the things that he wants to do, not just what he wants to do, what's important to do, like trip planning, like what he's talking about now, I go with, because that's how we run our house. Like I'm more submissive to him, to what he wants to do per se. Those are strong words, but I mean, it's what it is.
Right. So I guess
those are the reasons. Yeah.
I guess as if I was talking to somebody new coming in, then I would say, I think it's vitally important. I think the Atlas is the most important tool you could possibly have. We use that, man. I mean, that saved us so many times as far as
we use that.
I used it, but we're a team. So we used it though. I would look at that Atlas, man, and I would see, my uncle would tell me what to look for to know what type of terrain I'm going to be in, and I would use that. I would figure out, how many miles is it going to be before I hit this certain area, and how many hours is it going to take me to get there, stuff like that,
Right.
And also, but I would say this: if I was in training again, I would make sure, like if I was Pretty Tye, I would make sure that while I'm out there with that mentor, I get an opportunity to experience those mountains. Because if you don't get it, I mean, she didn't know what the Jake brake was. She had never used it. You get what I'm saying? I mean, and she's good today. She was good then. I mean, because all she would do is just get it. But you got to know that stuff. I mean, I would say don't rush the training. Like I'm really appreciative to Swift for the safety aspect. Like they put safety so much, and that was the number one thing for us. If it feel unsafe, I don't care what it is. I mean, I'd have called them for a win, and the win, everybody else riding in it, but it's unsafe to me, and so I'm low.
Right.
I hope that answered the question.
That's a good answer. I mean, when you think about it, if you don't, what would I say? Have a good trip plan. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a trip plan, it's going to turn out wrong. It really is. If you don't know what you're driving into, and that's what it is. I will add to that, like you said, that Atlas, knowing the weather. You know what I'm saying? Especially this time of year, from state to state. And I've always said to people that ask me that question, well, what time of year should I start? I've always said start in the winter.
Best
Get
time.
it away. Get it out the way. Get it under your belt. You know what I'm saying? Because it's downhill from there.
Definitely.
They recommended we start. People didn't want us to start in the winter, but we felt like I don't know what we felt.
Yeah, we did. The winter was the time to start.
Yeah.
Now, what is teaming like with your spouse? Because we have a lot of solo drivers as well. Some are looking to come in as couples, but for you guys, what is teaming like?
It's our life. It's like a weird, almost it's like a weird question for us because we've been teaming since before we said I do. Everything we've done has been a team effort. Like we ran our business together before marriage. We ran, we've been doing everything together. So for us, it's, trucking is because it's a team.
Yeah,
we do it. Because you can be a team.
If we couldn't team, we wouldn't
do it.
Right. That makes sense. Because I have a lot of couples or a lot of young ladies that are thinking about coming on with their spouse. And that's one of the questions that they ask is like, how is it being with your spouse 24 hours a day in a small section? But like you guys just said for your answer, you guys been teaming pretty much your whole life with each other. So it seamlessly.
Right. And then I would say also that, I mean, if a person asks me that, I would probably say to them, ask them about, well, what's the relationship like on land right now? You know what I'm saying? Because whatever, you're going to bring the relationship to the truck. You know what I'm saying? The truck doesn't constitute the relationship. The relationship was already set before you got on the truck. So if you like to have your own time and do this and do that, then, I mean, it might not work for you. I don't know. You know what I mean? But we don't really have a life where we be like, well, I need to go get my own time. I don't have any boys. She is my boy. You know what I mean? Like, we do it all. Right. So, for us, it's what we do. Somebody was saying, they asked us when we finished training with Swift, asked her, do you want to go ahead and start solo driving until he finished? And she was like, what? Are you crazy? No.
So what kind of question is that?
Right. But yeah, I would say whatever your relationship is before you get on the truck, I mean, that's what you bringing on the truck. So,
right.
That's real. All right. Go ahead, babe.
Okay, so let's see. What are some of the perks of teaming with your spouse? Because you can team with anybody, but with your spouse, what are some of the perks?
Well, I mean, for me, she takes care of me. So, she feeds me and everything. So, I mean, it's certain things you just don't have to worry about for us. Like I don't have to worry about eating. I don't have to worry about what I'm drinking. None of that stuff. I mean, and then I don't have to have her wondering, when is he going to call or where is he? We're right there together. The benefit is everything is out in the open. You know what I'm saying? So, because I can imagine, like I've been on Lowe's and I said to her before, I said, well, if you weren't with me and you was at home and this went like this, you probably be saying, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, because it can look shady. Because if you ain't out on that truck, you don't know the different things that the driver go through. You know what I'm saying? You sit at a place for 3 or 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think the greatest benefit is just that we're together. I mean,
I think another thing is protection. Like I've heard some horror stories of team drivers that were not related, and I guess you can't trust their driving skills. Like I know if I go to sleep, he knows he's got me on the back of that truck, in that cab. He's got to do everything it is to get us where we're going, and vice versa. So I'm protected. With the driving, I'm protected out here on the street, period. I'm not worried about nobody else. I'm just protected.
And the money. Right. The money is always right.
Oh, right.
and well, I would say this.
Keep all the money. Yeah.
The money.
Right. Well, what you said is like the decision making for both of you, I've always kind of looked at it while she's behind the wheel. Babe, if anything comes up, ask me, wake me up. I don't care about getting up. You know what I'm saying? So, it's so important to understand that person behind the wheel at that moment, to make that decision, and the decision is wake someone up, get someone involved, bounce it off each other, and it might be, well, babe, I don't think that's real foggy, but you do. It's on your clock.
Right.
We got a truck stop coming up in 15 minutes.
Right.
We go to park and
Yeah.
wait for me to get in. You know,
Right.
Yes.
that type of thing. Or it's daytime. You know, because she drives at night.
Right.
You know,
right.
because of traffic and all that. Okay, yours.
Now, as we're talking about sleep, did you guys have to overcome any issues with sleeping in the truck?
The beginning was hard, like all that movement, the truck, the bouncing. It was hard, and the fact that I knew that we weren't as comfortable in that 18 wheeler. I just knew, so it was hard. We had to, like he was telling you one of the stories. We would stay up with each other so that we both would fight together. We would fight whatever we're doing up. I mean, we did so many things to make sure that we could be together. Because sleeping was just, that was definitely that was a transition. I mean, the bed on the 18 wheeler is a lot smaller than the one we have now, and it's just transition. Yeah.
Well, I know. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to always make sure she's all right. So, if she didn't sleep much, you know what I'm saying? If she was getting up a lot, couldn't sleep or whatever, then I'm going to make sure she get the rest. However, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I got to do, I'm going to make sure it happens. Now, for me, as far as sleeping, I can sleep anywhere. So it doesn't, I've slept in some places in my former life. You know what I mean? But I can, so the sleeping for me, it was no big deal. But I'm going to make sure she do have sometimes where she don't get to sleep. Because if she have to drive over like in, say, 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, because we don't really have no scheduled time. Like, I don't want to jump your questions neither. But I'll make sure, like, if she drives like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, then she's going to be really, really tired. You know what I'm saying? And I have to make sure that she sleeps an adequate amount of time. So, I'll drive. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess we can. Huh?
Didn't hear that.
No, I love his answer.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
No, I love it because I know Pretty Tye does drive nights like me. And when I first came onto the road, I'm sorry, the phone is talking.
Bixby.
When you're
used to that Siri.
No, that wasn't Siri. When you're used to being up in the daytime and going to sleep at night, that's what your sleeping pattern is. So for us that drives night, our body wants to go to sleep in those watch out hours. So between 1 o'clock in the morning, your body's really fighting and trying to stay up, trying to keep pushing and keep going. You got to pull over and take a nap. So like for me, when I usually stop at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and we're on a FedEx load that ran late and I'm now driving until 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm really struggling because it's not my shift. That's not when I normally drive when the sun is up. I'm supposed to be in sleep.
Right.
So it's so hard. And it took me a while to adjust to the night schedule. But then when I come home, I can go to sleep at night like it's no problem. I'll go right to sleep.
That is good.
Now I do.
But again,
it's gonna be hard when I get back in the truck.
But again, that's what I say. That's what comes to the decision making. I know. Even if she's, the time has overlapped into her time. If she needs to take that 30-minute nap, she will pull over and she will take a nap. That's the comfort. There's nothing like having that comfort zone of knowing your team partner will do the right thing. That is so important.
Right.
That's so important.
For me, snacking is what keeps me awake. It's if I can't do 30-minute naps and get back up. That's hard for me. Like I've learned to try to close my eyes and do, because you have your 30 in the middle of the wee hours of the morning. But if I go to sleep, I'm gonna go to sleep. Like it's hard for me to do the 30-minute nap. So the other way I learned this doing training, and this is what has caused me my weight gain, is snacking. I promise you, like snacking is what keeps me awake. It's horrible.
Yes.
But I have learned, recently, just right before I got home, I'm learning that ice will do the trick too. So I'm getting ready to start snacking on ice and this other stuff. But nevertheless, I can't do 30-minute cat naps. Like it just does not work for me. Like once I go to sleep, I'm asleep.
Right.
Sunflower tea.
Huh? Sunflower tea?
Sunflower seeds. That's kind of a trick.
But the sodium's not good.
No, right. The sodium, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, they got salt. I found the salt free.
Oh, okay. I might try that. Definitely might try that.
Now, with you talking about weight gain, I want to talk about mine because I want to talk about how do you incorporate physical activity on the truck. For me, when I came on the truck, I was probably 20 pounds lighter than I am now. And teaming has caused it to be that way because once we start rolling, there is no time to break out to a rest area, work out, or go to a gym or go somewhere safe during my shift to go work out or walk somewhere.
Right.
So physical activity lacks right now in my life in trucking, which caused me weight gain. And sometimes it is, and I'm gonna be transparent, it's self-conscious for me because I know I've gained the weight. And so it's like, now my mental is being affected by, okay, now I've gained 20 pounds. And every time I come home, the clothes that I have at home to wear, I can no longer fit. So I'm still wearing my working clothes in the house. And I hate that because I want to go somewhere dressed up and go do different places. But I'm like, each time I come home, it's like another size difference than the last time. So how do you guys incorporate physical activity?
I mean, the story sounds so parallel. Sounds the same. Like, except, my husband cannot stand trucking clothes. Like he hates trucking clothes. It's the same thing. Like, for us, we're still relatively new. So we've been home maybe 4 or 5 times in this year. And, but for me, I have gained 40 pounds since trucking. I cannot fit not one outfit, but I refuse to buy clothes.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
I don't want to be this size. So I refuse to accept the size and buy clothes. Now, he made me do it for Christmas because he was like, we're not coming home and wear these trucking clothes. But it's the same thing. The exercise, I almost feel like trucking is the worst. I mean, like one of the unhealthiest jobs because of the lack of exercise. Our loads in expediting, our loads are like to me, they're always like FedEx loads. We never, like it's always, every load we get is a nonstop. So we're going every single load. And we just don't have the time.
Right.
We recently, again here, right before we got home, we started doing 15 minute, where you're doing your pre-trip for the change of driver. We started exercising that 15 minutes after, after you do your little pre-trip or whatever you're going to do. We started exercising. So I'm hoping that we keep that regime when we go back. Cause we literally, it was probably a week before we came home that we had started that. But other than that, let me tell you, and when I tell you, we trained people, we did weight loss classes. We had gyms. I ran track. We were super active in our life before this. Now, when I tell you, sometimes I get up from driving, I was telling my daughter, I said, my back hurts and all this. And you feel so stiff.
You do, yes.
Horrible. And I'm so committed. I am so committed to not having this happen this new year, this time we go out. I am going to make time for it, almost to the point where if I got to tell my fleet owner, listen, I have got to make time to exercise. I don't care if I don't care where it is. It has to come because it's for my health. Because I'm not getting younger. So it's pretty much the same though. But we're gonna make time. I promise you, I'm going to make time to do it because it's horrible.
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at this. Team 48 says, "Be careful of chewing the ice. It causes anemia." I didn't know that.
No, I didn't either.
I didn't know anything about it. Okay.
Well, thank you, 48. I didn't know that myself. Yeah. Thank you. And on top of talking about food, how hard is it to eat healthy? Now I know for you guys eat healthy, but some other truckers, when you're running late, sometimes the truck stop foods is so easy to grab, the McDonald's, the Wendy's. But how do you guys, because I know you guys do eat a healthier lifestyle. How do you guys maintain that?
You want to answer?
I mean, so, we were doing it before we got on the truck. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like what we were doing before we got on the truck, we brought on the truck. But at the same time, we deviate from it. You know what I'm saying? So I think, having integrity with yourself is the number one thing. Yeah. Because we'll say we're going to do this, we're going to stick to this. And then the next thing you know, you're inside the TA picking up a bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? It happens. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just one bag of chip ain't gonna make or break me. You get what I'm saying? And right. I remember when I got on this thing where we was just doing salads, and we were getting them from Subway when we was driving for Swift. And then the next thing you know, I'm getting tuna subs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna get one today. And then the next day comes, I'm getting another tuna sub. Then the next day come, I'm getting 2 of them. You know what I mean? And you know, so far down there, that hole, that it's hard to track your way back, But that's what I'm saying. I'm grateful because she feeds us. So she ain't gonna go but so far. You know what I mean? She gonna complain. I'll probably just sit there and just keep swallowing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I was drinking a lot of coffee, and I had stopped drinking coffee, but I'm loading the coffee up with the cream and the French vanilla and all that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so and every time I drink it, I'm feeling like I'm swole. You know what I'm saying? And so I had stopped drinking it since we've been home. So we just got to kind of have integrity about doing what we say we're going to do and sticking to it. So that's the main thing for us, trying to maintain integrity. But definitely, we have deviated from it, strayed away from it, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that sounds real because I know we're good once we leave out of home because she's meal prepped everything for, probably about 10 to 15 days.
Right.
Because that's pretty much what the freezer will handle.
Right.
Now, if we don't get right back home in them 10 to 15 days, we got to make choices.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Right. And I guess like for us, we go out when we're out there, we'll hit the Walmarts up and get the things we need to get. But we out there for, we'll be out there for 3 and 4 months. So,
right.
We get in places, we want to go check out a restaurant, and even, some of the food that some people would deem healthy, just from us, being, in it kind of for a while, we know it's not good for us, and we'll mess with that type of food, but it still don't really be good for us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but you out there, you want to go to a restaurant in a different state or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You want to try this,
right?
Yeah, and so,
right.
And then if you're there for 2 days, you want to try it 2 days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I'm a person that's always excess. No matter what it is, I'm always excess. So like I saw Leonard Smith said, 1 cup of coffee a day, that's it. Well, if I'm drinking it, I'm going to drink it to the
Right.
I need, every time I smoke, I need to be drinking coffee. You know what I'm saying? And all that type of stuff. So you just got to work on that stuff, man.
I hate it. Like before I came out on trucking, I made everything from scratch. I mean, down to our mayonnaise, our ketchup, our dressing, our bread. I didn't eat things with preservatives in it. I didn't eat. I mean, I just didn't. I had gotten into it, I did it for about a good 1.5 years or so. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, it being on the truck has totally changed that. Although I can probably do some of it in the truck, but nowhere near like I was doing it when I was home. So it really does frustrate me because I can tell in my body the difference. So
yes.
It's just like he said, we really, really just got to, have integrity with ourselves and do what we say we're going to do and stop, wavering.
Yeah, just say no.
Right. 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 Now, what roles do each spouse play in the team configuration for you guys? Because I know for us, like when I do cook, I do the cooking, and then he'll maybe do like the big pre-trip where he's checking over everything. Like we do different things on the truck to make it work. What do you guys do?
Of course, she does the cooking for us. She feeds us, but she's just a steering wheel holder. Everything else, I'm doing it, and that's by choice. That's how I want it. You know,
Right,
I don't want her to do that. You know, if she could sit in the passenger seat the whole time, that would be great. You know, and just talk to me. But pretty much anything dealing with physicality, I'm pumping the gas, fuel. She's not pumping no fuel. If we I try to get fuel before we switch, you know, to take us all the way through her shift. If not, wake me up.
And I'm always like, no, man, I don't want to wake you up. I could pump, I could do this and hit me.
Wake me up. Because that's how we are here, you know.
Right.
I have to say this. 9 times out of 10, I try to do the fuel exactly like you said. But
yeah, like getting it to run through the shift.
Right. I try that. But you can pump fuel.
And you know, and here's the thing.
I mean, because I'll get up, and she knows this. I'll get up in the middle of her. It's her turn. I'll get up. I'll have me a smoke. I'll get out. I'll clean her windows and everything, you know. But she can't pump fuel, and that's about the most I ask her to do, you know.
Right.
If it doesn't fall in line with the trip plan, and because, you know, my thing is I'm always watching the numbers on fuel.
Right.
You know, if you're in Pennsylvania and you're going to have to drive 300 miles to get out of Pennsylvania,
Right.
and I've already told her we ain't buying fuel in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Because we're going to save 40 cents over here.
Right.
Don't wake me up.
Right.
You know,
I got you. Yeah, that's cool. She ain't gonna do it. She will. She wants to, but it just ain't going down like that. You know, that's just not how I operate. You know what I'm saying? So it's better. It's better for me. Yeah, it's just better for me to get up and do it. Then I get to see her and talk to her. You know what I'm saying? And go get a cup of coffee at the same time.
Love it. Yes. Love it.
When we load, you know, he's always going to be the one to make sure, you know, most of our loads come in the morning time anyway, you know, during his shift. But we've had a couple of loads during my shift. And I don't care. He's going to make sure the load is, because we have to make sure the load is
locked down
on an expedite.
Right.
But he's gonna, secure. He's gonna make sure. I sometimes, you know, when we're delivering, sometimes it's on my time, and I just want to open. I can back up and open the door. What's that?
Right.
Like, nah, Man, let me back up and open the door. It's not a big deal.
She can back up, but I'm gonna open the doors. I just don't want to do no. I just don't want to do no physicality. You know what I mean? So
when we were out training, my trainer definitely made me do it. Right? He couldn't stand it. Like my trainer, he had I trained with an owner operator, and he did not like to push the fifth wheel to release it. He liked to pull, and he would make me pull. And for the life of me, I could not pull that thing. And I remember telling him, I mean, I could see red coming off his face, literally.
I can understand why you weren't pushing the button.
Right.
Pushing the button.
But again, you know, I'm very much capable. I am, you know, my dad was in the military. He didn't play no games. And
she does. We used to hang sheetrock together. She hangs sheetrock, mud, and tape, do all that, you know.
Hey, she was helping me with that today.
Come on, we install gutters, and I usually go up the ladder like I'm getting ready to get on top of the roof, and then I come right back down. Then she go up there. You know what I mean? So she don't have a problem with doing. It don't have nothing to do with her. It just has to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel you.
Yeah, she just, you know, I look at her a certain way, you know, and so that's the way I kind of like handle her. You know, she's, to me, you know, that's how it's gonna go down.
She's fragile.
She's fragile, but she's
That's
really
so,
not.
that's so cute.
I love it.
But I'm gonna say this to you, my brother.
Love it.
You know you're getting me in trouble over here,
Love
right?
it.
You know what I'm saying? You know, now I'm gonna have to walk through that moving forward. You know, but
Love it.
that's real.
Now, how do you guys determine your schedule? Who drives day and who drives night? Even though we know a lot of people that are watching this may not know your schedule, how do you guys determine that?
Let me start first, okay? First off, he drives. This is how it's supposed to go. He drives in the day. I drive at night. But babe here, like he's like everything else. If he thinks something's wrong with me, he'll drive in the night. You know, he's gonna do it. You know, do you need me to get 2 more hours? If it's because generally we go like from 5 to 5 or something like that.
Work
you know,
shift,
the work shift, and then
Right.
you know, then I take on the rest. But you know, sometimes with loading, sometimes he can do more loading than driving, and that he does not like. So
Right.
you know, he's trying to get me as much as his time will allow. You know, he's trying to get me as far as possible, but so really it determines. I mean, really he determines that too.
Yeah, it just depends for us. I mean, I am day and she's night, but like if we get a load and it's say we get a load at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, I'm gonna pick that load up and I'm gonna drive that load at least 200 or 300 miles. And then let her go. It's just, I don't know. It's just the way that I look at it. You know what I mean?
He looks at it as it's helping me.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like, and this really, when I think about it, I mean, it doesn't make sense. It just makes sense to me that once I get that load on there, I need to begin it. Because for me, that's the trip. Going to get the load is nothing. It's when you get the load on the trailer and you take off. So I'm going to start that load off, and I might, most of the time I'm going to get about at least 200 or 300 miles, and then she can take over.
I understand that, but I'll say this. When we talk about, I got a safe background as far as trucking. And I'll do that for her a lot. And she understands that safety background too, because what I do for her, because I try to make sure that picking up the load and delivering the load, all that coupling and uncoupling is on my shift, just like fueling. I try to make sure it's on my shift. But with that being said, when it does deviate from that, what I've noticed, it impacts her, because you guys say you're 5 to 5, we're 4 to 4. Now, if I go into her schedule, it kind of messes her up. It really does. And she's tired when she's not normally tired, because normally she's starting out at this time and knowing, the mindset is I'm going to this time. And now it doesn't. Yeah. And so keep that in mind.
You're right.
You're right.
From a fatigue perspective, that's what's really going on. You messed her up. And she'll let me know. Why you done sit up and drove 2 hours into mine? I thought I was doing a good thing,
No, you're right though. We noticed that. Right before like coming in, we was talking about it, and
it's still that manly thing, I think, for him. But I could be wrong, but I feel like,
well, because I still let her shut down at whatever time she's supposed to stop.
Yeah, he doesn't make her go back.
She have went over if we have to, but most of the time we'll just still stop at her time and pick up when I can get back on.
But I'm right when he can get back on. But I'm the type. My personality is.
She don't want me doing more.
Right. I don't want him to do more, and I want to get to our drop. Like you know, we might have the most we have is what 5 hours or something or so. But I want to get to it. Like I want to get to our job. I have this thing where soon I want to get it done. I'm a completion type person. Like, so I don't want if I'm tired and I stop, I don't want to wait 3 hours for him to come back on. I want to go ahead and complete those 3 hours. If Dennis is time for him to come back on. So really, is what you're saying. We've got to keep the schedule so that, you know, that time isn't messed with, because in my nature, I'm going to just keep going and get us there.
Right. And see, that's what she does. She will, I mean, you know, especially when I stack the loads, there's times, you know, I'll stack the loads and we got 5 loads. We already know they got to go boom, 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 boom. And I know what she's doing. She, you know, she's looking at it like, well, I'm going to keep going because I'm going to give him 3-4 more hours or give me another 100 miles, whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? I know what she's doing, but at the same time, I understand, well, she's helped me understand how that impacts her when we do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is.
Now, you guys were first doing 18-wheelers. What are you guys driving now?
6-wheeler.
Why?
It's a straight truck. We drive a straight truck. You said why?
Mm-hmm.
All the reasons that we talked about, for us as a team, it works better. Oh, okay. It works better. My purse. 1 second. You want to answer that?
Yeah. We got a low battery, so we got to make sure we get this plugged up. For teaming purposes, for, you know, to get most out of the team, to maximize the team. We wasn't knowledgeable about the type of truck we drive now when we got into trucking. But like I said, my wife, she stayed on Instagram and YouTube a lot. So we ran across people driving the straight truck. And we definitely, you know, was looking at doing it. She wanted to do it. I was a little apprehensive about doing it. I was comfortable with, you know, as far as monetary wise, what we were doing with Swift. I didn't think that, you know, driving the straight truck, expediting was going to give us the miles or I didn't think it was going to give us the pay we wanted to get, that I was comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? But we met a couple, real trucker couple. We met them. We talked to them on Instagram and all that. And then one day we happened to see them out in Arizona, and we pulled over. We talked for about 30, 45 minutes out there and got back in the truck. And I said, let's go ahead and do it. And we talked to the fleet owner and met with him, and everything sounded good. And we went for it, you know. It was more for a comfort level for us, as far as inside the truck and for the maneuverability of the truck.
And I can do a lot more cooking on that truck.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So
did it freeze up?
She might have had to hit her battery.
Oh yeah, because she said the battery was
bring her out.
Okay,
if you guys can still hear us, you come back in. There we go.
Okay, we're back. Yes.
We back.
I can do a lot more cooking on this truck that we're on now.
Oh, okay.
Because of the sink. Team 48, I think we wear our spouses out sometimes. I totally agree with you, Team 48. It's not me, it's him. I tell him all the time, let me let you sleep. Let me do it. Right. It's not in him to let me do things. So I totally agree. I want him to have sleep. One of the reasons why we got on this truck, because I didn't want him to do a lot of physicality. I wanted us to be able to retire, to create another business without physical work. So I totally agree with you, Team 48.
But I'll tell you this, back to what you were saying, I would say the main reason though was so that we could be a more efficient team, you know, switching. Yeah, it makes us a more efficient team. Like we could sleep. Like we didn't sleep driving the tractor trailer. We stayed up with each other. But
Oh,
we get more sleep now. I mean, we didn't get much sleep at all back then because we was worried about the other one. What was
right,
going on with the other one? You know what I'm saying?
right. Okay. Now, what impact does trucking have on marriage? Now, it may not be you guys per se, but some of the perceptions is, if you're fighting, one person has the curtain closed while the other person's mad in the front, maybe slamming doors, driving a little bit harder. Do you guys have any advice for someone that may be coming in to watch out for or to figure out before they get into the truck?
I think it's what you said. Whatever.
Yeah, I would say, if they slamming doors now, before they get on the truck, they gonna probably slam them when they get on.
Right.
I like that. I like that.
So with us, let me tell you though, my wife is a talker, meaning, she wants to. If there is an issue, she wants to talk about it right then and there. You know what I mean? And now we're not we regular people, so we can have issues. We deal with things, but we're not gonna get into a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a whole lot of stuff that we have to happen like that. You know what I mean? So but she's a talker. I would say this though, for people, that might be considering getting on the truck, look at what's going on right now. That's my number one thing. You got to look at what y'all doing now.
Right.
If there's issues right now and you ain't on no truck, then you kind of want to think about it, because you get on that truck, it's really not a place to have to be dealing with, a lot of different things other than what's going on, other than the truck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not interested in that. If we got to do that, then we could park it.
Right. Yeah, you're right, because there's no escape. You know what I'm saying? That person that you're fussing with is right there. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys don't know how to work through those things now, you damn sure ain't gonna work through them,
On the truck.
On the truck.
Right. Now, my last question is...
They froze somehow.
Did it freeze?
I don't know if it's us, them. I don't think it's us. It's them.
I want to see. Did you guys freeze up? Give me a second before I ask the question.
What you can do?
Should be a refresh button. Is it a refresh?
Or you can go out and just come right back in. This stage is yours.
Yes.
So if you go out and come right back in, no big deal. Let's see who's all in here while that's happening. Did we answer all questions as we was moving along?
I believe we did. We are froze.
I tell you this, Team 48, living between the lines.
Hey.
Let me do this right quick. I'm gonna do this right quick. Banner. You guys, there's my email address. I would like to bring you guys in tonight.
Yeah, if there's any other team couples that would love to talk, or
just shoot me your email address at that email address that's showing on the screen, and we'll bring you in. If you're at home and you can do it, let's do that. This has been a real good conversation with.
Yes. Loving and trucking in it. And I was excited about bringing him on here. I really was. I think they're having a little bit of trouble trying to get back in. I just send a message if they can get back in.
Do I need to send them another invite?
You might.
Let them know that I'm going to send them another invite.
Okay. Well, you should still be online. So if you guys can hear us, we're going to send you another invite. Please see if you can click on that, and then we can bring you guys back on.
No big deal.
It's not a problem. And if there's anybody else that would like to jump in and say something, also make sure you send your email to the email address below, and we'll bring you guys in.
All right. Well, I just shot him another invite, so another email. So you can just click on the new, and it should bring them back in if nothing else.
So we had Team 48 was here, Leonard Smith, our son was here.
Mr. Smith, how you doing, sir?
Mama Ryder was in here. Living Between the Lines was in here. And that is about it.
Living Between the Lines. I
home.
want y'all in here. Come on in here now.
I think they might be driving because they were going to run into
I thought they were at home. They weren't at home? Or they ain't gone?
No, they kept running through Christmas.
They ran through Christmas.
That's
that's them real truck drives.
They ran through Christmas. So yeah, we would love to have them on next, trying to give their background. She said computer just restarted.
Take your time. We'll keep this real.
But I know with Living Between the Lines, the husband, I want to say he has over 20 years worth of experience in the transportation industry, from dispatch, I think
they were a
management.
broker at one time.
Yeah. We're still stuck at the ship, or the internet's not good.
You're sitting at, I wish it was
time,
great.
we want to get
we got to get y'all in here, sir.
Yes.
Gotta get you in here.
Want to hear your story and all the knowledge you have. I do watch you guys on Instagram, and just
Mr. Smith, send me did you?
Hey, I was talking.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Smith, I'd like to bring you in here too.
Yes, Mr. Smith has plenty of, I'm sure, experience to tell us.
Shoot, send me your email address. I know you did. I probably got it, but it's going to be easier if you shoot it to me.
Ooh, she got some snow crab legs.
Who's chewing on what?
Team 48. She said she can't get on. She's chewing on some snow crab. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
We can eat with you. Come on now.
There is nothing wrong with that.
Let us eat with you.
Living Between the Lines said will do. But like I was saying, while I was
looking forward to it.
I was finishing the sentence.
I'm sorry.
Just keep cutting me off.
Okay. Well, I thought we were talking together. I thought we were sharing this podium.
You was yelling Mr. Leonard's name while I was trying to tell Living Between the Lines.
And that's why I was responding to. All right.
Thank you.
Shh.
But
y'all hear her hush me?
I didn't hush him.
Yes, you did.
I was just saying I watch Living Between the Lines, and I would love to bring them on. So when you guys get home safely and you guys have time, I would love to bring you guys on.
That's real talk.
You check your email to make sure Mr. Leonard or anybody didn't send their email address.
We'll have to wait for it to come.
Yes, Team 48. I don't know what just happened just there. He sent this email address. Do you want Mr. Leonard?
Mr. Leonard did?
Yeah.
Okay. You gonna type it in for me? I'm looking for it.
Oh, I don't know where the phone.
Mr.
Leonard, give me one second to send you an invite. Give me 1 second. Okay. Is it Gmail? Is that what I'm sending, or how do I?
Oh, you just hit Gmail. And let me see if I put him in there already. Start typing. Oh, because he might already be in there. Here he is right there.
That's not Mr. Leonard Smith.
That's Rick Leonard. Oh.
Yeah, that's somebody at Lexus dealership. Okay, Mr. Leonard, I'm adding you right now. Give me a second to put everything in. Okay, it is sent.
Here we go.
All right. I don't know what's going on with this. And then waiting for IP7 and Pretty Tye to hop back in there. How was everybody's Christmas yesterday? Did you guys get to open up gifts?
The reason for the season.
Cook, watch movies. Trying to get there.
We had a great Christmas ourselves. We did what we call it. We supposed to have a game night. Family came over to play. We didn't play one game. There you guys. I kind of see you.
We enjoyed eating. We had chicken and waffles, shrimp and grits. So we had a good time.
We did not play one game, but we ate well and
laughed.
Did some what was it? Secret Santa and all that good stuff. You know. Okay, I see you guys done changed the angle up and everything. Right.
Can you see us?
Okay, can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
You guys? Yes, we can.
We sound clear?
You're back.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. You're clear too.
There we go. All right. Hey, I really don't think it's your phone. I got a feeling that
Hey, Love Power.
YouTube at 30 minutes, if you ain't, one of them fabulous YouTube channels, they just kind of, I'm serious. I think they do that to us.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like Instagram, if you're versus, you get to stay on as long as you want to.
Right.
But if you're not, then they'll kick you out.
Exactly.
So before we got disconnected, do you guys have an exit plan with trucking, or do you have a plan in general? Are you guys planning to stay in trucking? Do you have an exit plan? What do you guys got going on?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Trucking itself, we're going to stay in the actual business, but as far as being on the road, we're going to come off the road in 2021.
Love it.
2021?
That's this year coming up.
It's coming off. I thought it was 2022. Okay. Whatever you say.
She's like, okay, that'll work.
Well,
I thought it was
okay, so maybe it is 2022 because this 2020, right? Yeah, we're going into 2021 now.
Right.
Yeah, 2022, ending of 2021, something like that. But we won't be out here that long as far as actually driving. But the business itself, we definitely going to stay in that for a while. We're in it for the long haul.
That sounds good. I got some ideas for you, sir.
Very good. I'm open to them.
I got some ideas. Because me as an old guy, I've been doing this. I got easily 22 years now. Mm-hmm. In one lane or the other in the trucking and transportation industry.
Okay.
And matter of fact, the whole getting into the owner-operator thing was something that out of all of it that I hadn't tried yet. You know what I mean? And when her background, she's a manager in that same lane of different accounts and things of that nature.
Okay.
So with that being said, I've always looked at, I'm tired of doing this, but I don't mind doing this. You know what I mean?
Right.
But still making that same type of money. And it's definitely out there. It's definitely out there. So, Mr. Leonard, are you going to be able to come in here with us?
Oh, he did come on.
Did I send the right? Is that right email address? You know me, I'll be done typed the wrong email address.
No, he sent me his email address. I emailed directly. He sends me in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Let's go back to our questions. We're back.
Well, quick question. Lock Power, can you see us now? They sent the message saying like they couldn't see us, and I just want to make sure, do we have visual now?
Is everything good?
Yeah, they said okay. I can see y'all now.
Okay, I see y'all now.
Okay, good deal. I just want to make sure.
We back.
I didn't.
Well, as if you guys noticed, if my demeanor changes,
don't.
she said don't.
We don't support this. I don't know why he puts in there like we are sponsors. We don't do that.
She said, don't do that. So I was just saying, what? Hey, IP7, what you drinking on?
Right.
You know I'm drinking something, right?
Thank you, my brother. That's all. That's all I gotta say.
Bella's like, please do not condone. Please do not.
Right, we're here trying to have a conversation. We don't need to know why you
It's
started.
a great conversation.
No, not alcohol.
The conversation has period. The conversation has been great. You know, there we go. There we go. Yes,
Not
sir.
me, Arbella. Look, I have a coconut drink.
Coconut. Right. See?
I don't even want to go there with her.
It's all
I don't
good.
even want to go there with her.
But I want to say something. I want to kind of give you guys and everybody out there clarity of our name.
Yes, please, because we all chopped it up. Everybody's chopped it up every time we come on here.
So it is Love in Trucking It, and it is inspired from Love in Hip Hop.
Okay.
Think of Love in Hip Hop is Love in Trucking It. So we were out here and we said we were going to show, a lot of people that know us. We had a very, very large, we're very well known in Richmond just based off of the things that we did with the child care. We had children from all over the city coming to us. We had one of the largest child cares. I hope you don't mind me saying it because I'm going to say it. But we were pastors. So, we had a congregation. We have done it all, and we were known. So people always talked about us and our love and how long we've been together. So I just felt like, one of the things that we would display while being out here was our love and trucking it. And in addition, it's the love and trucking it. We didn't know we were going to love it, but we know a lot of people that do. So we just figured love and trucking it, like love and hip hop. So that's how
that
we
works.
That makes sense.
So you telling me that's Pastor IP7?
No. Used to.
Yes.
But yeah. So things change.
Yeah, we
that would have to be another interview.
Okay. Well, I'll put it like this: God is good.
Very good.
All the time.
All the time. Yeah, there you go. All the time and all the time, God is good. There you go.
All the time, God is good.
Yeah, we just kept messing up the name. Not only us, but other couples we trying to run it together, split it up, and I'm like, what?
How do you say it?
Name. How to say
Well, there's nothing like, what is it called? Phononic. How do we talk?
Phonetics. Ebonics.
Ebonics. That's the word I'm looking for. I said phononics.
That's all right. You
But anyway, yeah.
She made all this stuff up though. She forced me to get on social media and all that. Like I don't do it. I never did it.
Nope.
And when we was taking the test, she
Mama Ryder
said the truck drivers need AAA. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mama Ryder. Yes.
Some of us we might have to start. Matter of fact, we might have to start a group on YouTube.
There you go. But I gotta commend my husband because he only drinks when we come home.
I feel like I have to.
He does not drink on that road. He doesn't. There's nothing about it that even, which shocked me because hey, we haven't driven trucks. This is our first time, and he drank pretty often, before the truck.
Right.
So for him to just leave it alone because we stay out for 3 to 4 months. So
right.
He does pretty good. I'm like, hey, do what you gotta do,
man. Well, look. So I was an avid marijuana smoker. I had to stop smoking marijuana just to drive the trucks anyway.
Right.
Well, I'll go ahead and put that out.
Mr. Leonard.
Everyone can see.
Yo. How you doing?
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Leonard.
Is he getting on, Mr. Leonard?
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi.
How are you?
Fine. I was trying to get things together, running all over the house, and You know who put me on?
So, Miss Smith, how are you, Miss Smith?
How you doing, Mrs. Smith?
She's in the other
Well,
room.
Is it gonna come up?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna introduce Mr. Leonard here for a second. I'm gonna say this. We're looking at a young man that is talking about 40 years in the game in one lane or the other.
Yes.
Okay. So when you're talking to this man, now, like I say, I got 20, 25 maybe.
Mr. Leonard.
He times that times two. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So with that being said, and look how good he looked. He's
Wow.
a good young man too. You know what I'm saying? But what they say, black don't crack.
There you go.
Yes.
You know. But with that being said, when he talks about some of the things from back in the day and where we are now in this industry, and IP7, like I said, there's some definitely I want to talk to you about now because we're looking at something bigger than us. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and there's a few of us already engaged.
Okay.
You know, so but with that being
All
said, Mr. Smith, say hello.
It might be a delay.
Yeah, you got it quiet a little bit.
Can you hear us, Mr. Leonard?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear
sounds
me?
good.
Yes,
Yes, we
sir.
can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
I hear an
Now,
echo.
you got something on. You got two items on at the same time.
I hear an echo. Can you
My
hear me?
question. Yes, we can hear you. No echo on our end.
I'm fine, man. I had a good Christmas. Nice to meet the young couple over there. I didn't say names because I had a bad echo. And it's like a delay.
Okay. He got a delay on his end.
So I turned my phone down.
There you go. That's going to help right there. If you got two devices on at the
That
same
better?
time.
Yes.
Much better.
Much better.
Much better. Now, what did Mama Ryder say?
How's everybody?
We're doing well.
We're
Doing well.
good.
Very well.
Very well, thank you.
I think he's reading Mama Ryder's comment.
Mama Ryder is, I'm just saying, does driving a truck make a person turn to drinking or drugs on your home time?
No.
What we do at home, Mama Ryder, is what we do at home. That's all I can say.
But Mr. Leonard, while we got you on, would you mind telling everyone your experience? I know you talked about it before, but could you tell us about yourself? Is it delayed?
Yeah, I think it's a little delayed with him.
Can you hear us, Mr. Leonard?
I can hear you.
Okay, did you hear my question?
No, I had that bad echo and it's like I'm getting a delay.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you mind just telling us a little bit about you and the experience you have in the trucking industry?
Okay. My name is Leonard. I'm B63 in a couple of weeks. I've been driving for 45 years.
Wow.
Started at 18, but learned how to drive. I learned how to drive at 12.
Oh, shoot.
Yes.
Wow. Now, are you currently retired or are you still driving?
Okay.
Can you hear me, Mr. Leonard?
Go out and come back in.
Yeah, you might got a little.
That's all. That's all you got to do. Go out and come back in. If you can hear me.
Okay.
I got a question for collectively. How do I love and trucking it? That's what it is.
That's it.
Love and now we talk about what's next as far as after trucking and things of that nature. What's your ideas of the direction you would like to take it? I guess that's for you, IP7.
Well, she really controls everything, so but I'll answer it.
Well, I'll stop you. I'll stop you then. I guess that's for you, Pretty Tye.
But so, like Pretty Tye does real estate also. So, that's one thing that we're gonna always forever be doing. But as far as like with the trucks, see, for us, we look for an avenue and the quickest avenue of how we can get into like, dealing with ownership. And I don't mean like owner operator or whatever. I'm saying for us, of course, we want to get some trucks on the road and everything. But for us, we look at, well, what's the quickest way we could do it? What's the most feasible way that we can make it happen in the shortest amount of time? That was our initial game plan when we came into it. To do it as long as we, to learn the business, and to venture off into doing our own thing. Now, what we've been looking at right now is we're gonna get some trucks running locally first. Probably that's gonna be our first initial thing we do is enter into it with a box truck or one or two box trucks or whatever, and do local runs, maybe loads from Virginia to Pennsylvania down to Virginia Beach, things like North Carolina, short loads, but
Right.
but still getting us out there, because money is money. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's like it might not be making what I wanted to make, but we can turn it into that. So we're definitely gonna be have that going on this year. And our ultimate goal though is to get 10 toes down on the ground. We like being on the ground, you know what I'm saying? So we love driving the trucks. I mean, we love it, but at the same time, I like putting on clothes every day. I like dressing, I like going places. I like doing, things. I'd rather go around the United States, flying or, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not married to the truck.
Right.
So definitely we're gonna look at avenues, but we've already looked at it. So I know we're gonna be getting some box trucks going this year, and then and take it from there. But we're always gonna be playing in that real estate game because that's always a profitable game.
Right. That's nice.
And that's true. That sounds good, bro.
Yes.
I think that's where the word is diversification. Am I right?
Yeah.
Just to take this and be able to diversify. First of all, within the industry itself. When you think about trucking, man, there's so many avenues to make money. I mean, there's so many avenues. I love trucking. I can say that. My wife loves being with me while we're trucking.
Right.
She don't always like driving. I'm looking at, if I can get me an expedited scenario going. You know what I'm saying? She's still with me. I'm out there on the road. I'm still doing what I love. And my mind is still going. I know I can take this truck, and this truck that I have, and if they're still working, Then there's, you know what I'm saying? There's the dispatching. There's the brokerage. There's so many. And when I reach out, it's just like I believe living between the lines, background in brokering,
Right. Right.
lows and stuff like that. So there's a lot of us that we're already in this.
Mm-hmm.
We're already in this. We already do what we do, and we already see the potential.
Right.
Right.
There's a vision already. There's a vision already. And I keep dropping this. What's my term? Vision Transportation Group. You see that umbrella?
Okay.
I can see that. Yeah.
Do you see that umbrella?
I see that.
It's an umbrella right there.
Right.
Vision Transportation Group. And that's all of us working with each other
Nothing wrong with that.
about our ideas.
Yep.
Oh, look like Mr. Smith is back, and I'll bring him back in here.
I'm in.
Mr.
Back to the thing, or do you think we should just keep it on that? It's clearer on this.
For instance, he has a brother. He has a brother that's full-time. Is it? Oh, why do I want to say that? That's a broker basically.
Can you do it while that's up?
I should be able
Mr. Smith,
to tell them.
introduce your brother to them.
This jump because it only happened when they pulled up on.
Can you get he's having a problem?
Can you hear us, Mr. Leonard?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was gonna say introduce your brother to him and his background.
Okay, my brother's Michael Smith. He is one of the managers of ITS in Sparks, Nevada. He is over the probably about 5 or 6 guys in his unit of dispatchers that does the Western regional, Washington all the way, 11 Western, and across America, really, to be honest with you. But he does the Western territory of ITS in Sparks, Nevada.
See, and with something like that, you can see where there's an avenue for growth. You know, an avenue for growth. Who is that right there?
Well, I think they're readjusting their screens. I'm just trying to see that out.
Oh, they're on here twice? Or they took one away?
Yeah, they took one away to bring another one.
Okay, so we gotta add them back.
They're in there.
Oh, they're in
Now
there.
nobody can hear him. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear us?
I can't hear them.
What y'all got going on over there?
Okay. All right.
But,
Switch from my phone.
We found this right here.
And we got an opportunity. We was on that night that Mr. Smith's brother Michael was on when they was on.
Oh, was you? Okay, so you understand.
Oh, okay.
That's real. That's
okay,
real.
cool.
Yeah, one of them to replay something. Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
But you know, that's just what I'm saying. I think we all need to, like I say, we don't have to do this on YouTube. What they call that thing that you use, babe, when you have conferences? Zoom. We can all
Zoom chat.
Right. We can all sit down it's almost like being in the office and talking about ideas and chopping it up and things of that nature. That's where we want to go next, I think, with a lot of this, you know, and just see where
Like
we can things
I
evolve.
didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Like I said, anytime you guys want my input or whatever, I'm willing to help you guys in any kind of way. I support each and every one of you guys. This is my first time locking trucking it. Okay, I'm gonna start supporting them. I'm gonna look for you guys. So I can smash that like button because that's how it happened. Just be and everybody just started popping up, and I was like, whoa, okay, cool. I just started watching, and I just put a little comment out there, and then I didn't know it was going to take off like this, and now I went from Leonard to Mr. Leonard.
Mr. Leonard.
just blew my head up, even though it's already big enough.
No, you've been a faithful fan with everybody, not just us, but Beauty and the Beast. A lot of trucking couples, you've always been there to comment, give your knowledge, and we want to say thank you that you are on here participating. Because sometimes it's hard when you come on live and nobody's saying nothing, and you're scrambling to find topics. But you're faithful. You always come in, say something, and we really, really appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I try to support all you guys.
What you think? You bring it energy.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Cool.
You bring it energy. Yes, you do.
Cool.
Sir. All right. And like I said, Lovey was our guest tonight. Babe, have we asked them all the questions we want to ask?
We have, and I want to say thank you guys for taking time out today to come on and give your expertise on how you guys see trucking as a trucking couple. We really appreciate it too. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know,
thank you for having us, and thank you for forgiving us for the first missed interview that we had to miss on Monday night.
Don't worry about that.
Really appreciate it. But yeah, we enjoy it. We enjoy watching you guys. We enjoy watching all the other interviews. We love this camaraderie.
Yes.
I enjoy it. I'm not always vocal, like I see it, but I'm not always vocal because I am really, really shy. So a lot of times if something is being said on there, my husband has said, push the button, tell him, ask him, say it.
right.
Yeah.
Hey, before you guys go, what is it that you guys haul? I came in a little late.
Well, we drive straight truck.
What is it you guys? Okay, straight truck.
Straight.
Like Lock Power did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And that other gentleman got all the land. Okay.
The real truck
right.
company.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. We drive for this. Yep.
Right on. So you getting some of that land in Arizona too?
We're gonna get some land. I don't know if it's gonna be where he at out there in Arizona, but we're gonna definitely get some. We're on that same mind level right there. Yeah.
Yeah, we want some.
1 acre is enough. Hey, 1 acre is enough. Believe that. That is more you can handle. 1 acre. Hell yes. That's why I'm retiring now.
Right.
Let me look over my shoulder. It's a lot of work.
Yes.
I believe
that's why sometimes I gotta get out of here. Yeah. 1 acre.
Well,
how's everybody doing?
We're doing good, Mr. Leonard. Thank you.
IP7, I've been trucking it. Hey, you're welcome to stick around, but again, thank you guys for coming on and doing this interview with us.
Thank you.
You know, we really appreciate that. But you're welcome to stay in here, but you're off the hook as far as the interview.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Hey, that's like fam. Okay?
Yeah, just
I love y'all.
Well, this be you're the first what I call him, a YouTube personality in this community of truckers that we talked to. And when I reached out to you, you called me back immediately.
Yeah.
You remember? And
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah,
I do. I remember that.
Yeah, we always check you guys out. You and 40 Shades. Even we be doing 40 Shades. Her when we see her solo, I see her with the black sweater on and the white.
Oh, her podcast.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Podcast.
Oh yeah, you guys got to understand, she has a whole different world than this trucking.
I totally admire. I admire you for doing it. I mean, you're building from ground up, and you do it with such. I mean, I don't even know what word to put. I want to say tenacity. Like you go at it. I mean, I just admire you for doing what you're doing. I personally, I couldn't do it. I'm always a lot of times I won't go live because I don't feel like nobody's gonna come on. So I never go. We don't. There's just different things that cause me not to do things, and I admire. At the level you are, and you push like it's which is what supposed like that works. That's how you build. Right. But I mean, you're everything about you looks like a million books. Your podcast, your pictures, your everything. You know what I'm saying? So I admire you. I really I think you're doing an awesome job.
I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Because some days in that truck, I don't know where I can find time and I have to make it. And sometimes, you beat yourself up when you don't get to a level of setting a goal or making a goal. So sometimes you're harder on yourself. So when I hear stuff like that, it's all worth it to keep going. So thank you. Yeah. I really appreciate that.
You know what I look at, though?
Keep going.
Thank you.
I love the fact that, even listening to you guys' background, of the daycare. Mm-hmm. You're working with kids, that type of thing. For the longest, I was what they call it, a PAL league coach. Whereas I brought my son up and coaching with him and all those other kids. I look at where she's at now and how she reaches out to the young women that she reaches out to that are in that foggy of their life. It's amazing that 17 to 21, we don't know what to do sometimes. And that's where she comes involved into their lives and reaches out to them and that type of thing. So, it's cool that that's what we do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what we do. And we never knew that, Yeah. But here we are and our paths are crossing. So that's real. That's real.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody got anything else to say? Anybody else in here?
Yeah, see Miss Tamika Carrington. She said, "Hey, good people." Team 48 said, "Take care and be safe. Love and trucking it."
All right.
48.
Okay. Hey, Miss Tamika Harrington. Right. And who else? Is that everybody?
Yes, they said Mr. Team 48 said, "You're so funny, Mr. Leonard." I want to say Mr. Leonard. Just out of respect.
See what you guys started with this Mr. Leonard.
I know. It's just out of respect. It's just out of respect.
Yeah, that's what that is, B. The Police Athletic League.
Yes, Mr. Pathfinder.
Stacy Henry, yeah.
That's who that is. That's where it came up on coaching.
All right,
when you guys go back on the road, this B?
Say what there?
When are y'all going back on the road? When?
Not to the first of the year.
Okay, we out of here Tuesday.
Yeah, we kind of got a lot of things going on, and really, if I could, I'd have a straight truck tomorrow. I'd go buy me one and run it on my own.
Right.
See, here's what it is. I'm trying to get Mama. She has things going on, but we still want to be together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to go back to where we started, because when we first started for a whole year, that's what she did. All she did was ride with me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get her back there because she's still willing to ride with me. You know what I mean? But I'm still chasing that bag, so to speak. Right. But with that being said, I want it to work for both of us. So we're looking at different things, and I'm
So
not
what
getting any.
40 shades in a straight truck versus 18 wheeler for you that would cause you to want to, because it sounds like if you were in a straight truck, you would be more willing to stay. Is that what I'm hearing on the truck with him?
Well, I think she would stay with me, period.
Yeah, I think more for me, I would like to take my podcast and my business and go to the next level and eventually come out of trucking so I can
Okay.
really focus on it and be able to attend seminars, do speaking engagement. With the truck, I can't always plan to do a speaking engagement or be places because we're in the truck. So my ideal thing is to come out the truck so I can do that more.
But my idea is if I own that truck, we running around, and she tells me if she can give me 4 days, that's where we're
cool.
going.
Right.
I'm,
You can pull up. Right.
I'm driving her to her speaking engagement.
Yeah.
If she's going to be there 2
Right.
days, I'm going to go out 500 miles, come back 500 miles, pick her up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I hate flying.
Oh,
She
I do
says she
too.
does. She says she doesn't, but let that pilot say we're going to have turbulence for about, and she goes crazy.
Oh,
You know, but with that being said, I think I can make this work for the both of us and still have a good time.
yeah, that sounds fun.
Make
Yeah.
a bag, and all that. You know, I mean, because I look at the year that we had together before she actually, I mean, she would drive, but she wasn't legal. She wasn't legal. Anyway,
He was teaching me. He was
she was
training.
she was in training.
I was in training.
She was in training. But
Right.
but that whole year, the lifestyle that we had was, I could say, okay, babe, we done went, 32, 35, 3,600 miles. I'm tired. We ain't gonna make it home. Where should I book a load? You tell me where
So
to
you had
book
to
the
put her
load.
under the you had to put her under the wheel, huh?
Yes, sir.
So how many miles did she drive illegal?
I ain't gonna say that. One.
Okay, so that must have been
All
a
she did,
logbook
all
page.
she,
You could tear them
and she was
logbooks.
back, Mr. Leonard. She was backing up then.
Cool.
But with that being said, I could say this is where where you want to go, what you want to do, and guess what? She put something together, and that's what we do. I think
Yeah, that sounds really, really good.
that's how we did it for a whole year, and that's what the hard part was. Once she actually was legal, and she had to actually start. I'll let her tell you that story.
Yeah, I think I got
And she-
spoiled going solo first and then team because I was used to stopping every night. We're able to walk, we can go travel. But then once we start doing team configuration, I'm working now. I'm driving the night shift. It's cold outside. I'm hitting that metal on my fingers. So it all changed from solo. And I probably should have went team first and then went solo with my husband. But unfortunately, that's how I had to learn how to drive, is by going out a year. And then he taught me from scratch how to drive the truck. And I just got spoiled for the full year of just parking at a truck stop every night, being stable and not having to drive. So it was a change of atmosphere for me. But for me, like I said, I want to do this full time, my speaking engagement, and he wants to keep driving, but he wants me in the truck during the process. So
Yeah.
Well, that straight truck, you could pull up anywhere.
oh, I bet, yes, yeah. I see the real trucker couple do it all the time.
Look, we were in I think it was in Michigan. I know we went to the drive-through zoo.
Oh
What's
yeah.
that?
Oh
in the
wow.
truck. Yeah, we went through the drive-through zoo, and because Pretty Tye, she want to do she want to do, you know, she wants to have fun, you know, and
Right.
if it ain't fun, then it ain't worth us doing it. So, because we're not out there to work, we're not out there to work. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to impress nobody about how much hard work I do, because I ain't trying to do no hard work. You know what I mean? I'm trying to have fun and make some money and be with my baby girl. So if I can have those three variables, then I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we love it. We love it. That straight truck, you'll get in that straight truck, and I mean, you really can do whatever you want to do in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you can live on the road. It's a mobile home.
Exactly. Yeah.
RV.
It's an RV, and we pull up in the RV parks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I think that's to be able to, you know, have a speaking engagement in another state, and you guys go, you know, drop a load somewhere close there or whatever, and then go spend your time doing and speak. That would be, I mean, that sounds so ideal.
That would be ideal, yeah. Yes, and with COVID, of course, I can't do it right now, and that's why I stay in the truck a little bit longer. It's still working, but once everything, you know, is back open, I want to be able to get going full time. So,
yeah.
Michelle and Michael, hey, you guys, how are you guys?
Hey, Michelle.
Hello.
Miss Tamika said, my husband and I
how you doing?
January, hopefully with Prime.
Awesome. Good luck to you guys, Tamika.
Yes, please make sure you reach out, Miss Tamika, to any of these trucking couples on here. If you guys need help on adjusting the truck, what Trucker Life's about, as you can see, there's plenty of couples out there doing it. So if you need Married to the Miles are with RST via Prime, but if you want to find somebody that works at Prime, we can definitely find somebody that can help you. So
that's real.
So Prime is a lot of places where people go, huh?
Huh?
Prime is a lot of is a company where a lot of people go to get started, huh?
I've been hearing that. Yeah, Prime has been on the uptick.
Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to getting into the game, when you first get your CDL, you got to go to a mega carrier. Yeah. That's your best out, because they're going to give you everything, not everything you need, but they're going to try to give you the most they can in the time that they have.
Right.
You know, I remember when I got into this game, we were talking about at a minimum with a training engineer or a road trainer, whatever you want to call them, you was going to do 3 weeks. And if you didn't have it down, you was going to do a 4th week.
Right. Yeah.
Nowadays, because there's a shortage of drivers in this industry, because there's a shortage of drivers, they're trying to push you through in a week. They pushed my wife through in a week.
Yeah.
Now, I was comfortable with that because I knew she was getting in the truck with me.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was comfortable that I knew what I taught her before she went in there.
Right.
And I knew coming out of there, I was going to be able to adjust everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. To make sure she was right. With that being said, the reality, I don't care. The reality is, if you got a brand new CDL and you've never been behind the wheel of a big truck in your life, how the hell are you going to do that in a week?
No.
Impossible.
Impossible. Okay? But that's what's going on in the industry right now.
A week.
I'm not talking about, think about a week at 10 hours of driving a day is only 40 hours.
Right.
That's only 40 hours. And then they say, here's the keys, go. That's not real.
I'm still learning.
That's not real. That's unsafe. But that's what's going on in the industry, because There's a shortage of drivers. We've been impacted by the, what is it called? The pandemic, which has took more drivers out of the, really, ain't nobody looking at that. There was already a shortage of drivers, but then there's guys that my age and Mr. Leonard's age. Oh, I just told on myself. Damn. I didn't mean to say that. But anyway, but with that being said,
remember I asked you not too long ago.
but with that being said, there are those at that age of say 60 that they were already on the way out anyway. They're tired of doing this. They ain't gonna do it anymore. So all that's fixing to change. You know what I'm saying?
Something these young steppers take on. It's time for them to take over.
They ain't looking
Time
at
for them to go.
You look at this market right now. It's at a time if you get in, just owning it. You ain't gotta drive the truck. Just owning a truck for someone to drive, you're gonna make good money. That truck will make good money for you. Simple as that. And then there's all the other avenues. If you're a dispatcher, if you're a broker, you know what I'm saying? Hell, if you're a mechanic. I sat down right now, I'm going through a situation where I'm trying to rent a trailer. The pandemic made it where nobody, as far as all those guys out there that make trailers, they're not making trailers. There's a shortage of trailers. If I had 5 trailers sitting over
working
to somebody,
right,
I could be making a killing off of just trailers alone. I could buy a brand new trailer rental, $5,000. Do you know what I could make off of that trailer? Or 5 of them if I had them sitting there?
Wow, right.
The avenues, man. The avenues. This industry that we're in is not going to stop. That's one thing we do know.
It sure ain't. Hell.
Walmart, Target,
Amazon,
and the rest of them, they need freight. Get in where you fit in.
I need a few trailers.
Yes, sir. We all need at least one. You know what I'm saying? And if we buy 5 of them at the same time, guess what? They're gonna give us a discount.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where they were 19, 25, 30, depending on the type of trailer. If we buy 5 of them,
14,000.
Exactly.
Right. Said I stopped driving. What did she say? I stopped driving in 2017, and even though we were losing a lot of drivers because of death, they were not getting the proper training time.
Nobody has. Yeah. In the last, I'll put it like this. Now, I've had in the state of Colorado, that's where I'm at. I used to be what do they call it? You come to me, you take your test in front of me, and I either pass you or not pass you. What was I doing then? I forget.
A trainer.
No, I'm talking about when I had my. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, that's the code.
You're fine.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is I used to in the state of Colorado. I had my I had my endorsement to pass you to take your CDL test.
Oh, okay. You're a trainer. Instructor.
Not only trainer, but I'm talking about with the state of Colorado. I had my endorsement. I still got it. I can go back and get it because nothing went wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's the guy that you go and you take your test underneath. You know,
DMV.
the DMV, right?
Right.
But for CDLs,
Right.
that's all I'm saying. You know, it's just not calculating because I've been drinking. But
Miss Tamika said,
That's okay.
Prime, you have to get 50,000 miles before you get by yourself. And that's with Prime.
and that's where it needs to be.
How many?
It needs to be. But guess what?
Need that seat time.
What was Swift?
That's where it needs to be.
That's
But
$200.
if when you see Prime drop it down to 25,000 miles,
That's what they are now. 25,000.
right? Well, I'm not saying that they have, but if they drop it down to 25,000 miles, that means Prime is even feeling the impact of the driver shortage because they're just trying to push them through.
Guess I was blessed.
I know at Swift we had to have 200 hours. 200 driving
That's
hours.
all. 200 driving hours. But at least that's 4 to 5 weeks right there.
Right.
That you have to be with that trainer.
Right. And I didn't think it was
You know.
enough. I didn't think it was enough. I got mad out on the road when we slid through ice. And I told my wife, I said, I don't think it's right. I didn't think it was right they were sending us out there to the places they were sending us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know you gotta go, but we ain't drove on no ice.
Right.
You know, and I'm out there on the ice, and you know, I'm in Washington State, 5 o'clock in the morning, going down a downgrade, tapping brakes, and ain't nothing happening. You know, I ain't had no choice but to just let it go on down the hill. You know, let it go down the
Let it roll. What you say?
Yeah.
Let it roll. Exactly.
Yeah, man. You know, I was from that point on. I was done.
Yeah.
Right. Now, my wife can tell you a story. Highway 94.
Highway 93.
Oh, she will remember it. Highway 93.
Oh, believe me, you remember. Don't forget
When we in Nevada.
Never forget 'em. You just hope you never have
Nevada
it again.
coming into-
California.
Right.
Yeah. It was definitely.
Tell them about it.
It was we was company drivers, and they sent us to go pick up a load of Idaho coming back down, but it was raining, I think, on 5, so we went down to 93. And during my night drive, and it was 45 degrees, everything was fine. But as I start to go up the hill or up the mountain, the temperature started to drop, and there were signs saying, watch out for ice. But see, this is my first time going to ice conditions, so I keep going and keep going. As I get to the top where they have trucks pull over to do a brake check before you go back down, 2 trucks had already jackknifed in front of me. So I'm coming up the hill, and it made me nervous because the other guy was going actually the opposite direction. So his lights are blinking because he just smashed into the mountain. And I'm like, babe, get up. Somebody's had an accident. Should I pull over and see? He's like, well, no, you can't stop right here. You got to keep going. But as I was trying to tap on the brakes to slow down myself because it was getting ready to descend back down, I started to slide. So that made me nervous. At that moment, I couldn't function on anything. So I'm trying to pull over. And then as I pulled over, somebody else jackknifed the direction. So it was already icy conditions. And from then forward, I have been afraid of snow. I'm not going to lie. Ice and snow, I hate when I see the little snowflake come on the dashboard. I start to freak out because I'm thinking I'm about to slide again or something's about to happen.
Right. And, you know, with that being said, what she was going through at that moment was we're on a U.S. route, which is Highway 93, 1 lane in each direction. And where she was at the time was no real shoulder. Okay? You know how every 5 miles you might have a emergency pullout.
Yeah.
Turnout.
And
It's
when
not
she
one.
tells me,
No one
when she tells
nowhere to be found.
Right.
exactly, when she tells me, babe, he just wrecked, and I'm going, who's he? And she's telling me Swift just lost it in front of me. You know, should I stop? Now this is her heart. Should I stop and see if he's okay? And I'm trying to get the sleep out my eyes. I'm opening the curtain and everything at the same time. And I'm like, babe, you ain't got nowhere to stop. If you pull over right here, the next guy that comes over that hill is finna run into the
It's
back
over.
of you. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Wow.
I understand how you're feeling, but no, you can't. We have to keep going. You got to keep going, and I'm trying to get my pants on, and I'm trying, and literally, and I'm gonna say this to you, IP7. Literally in my head, I'm thinking, I'm gonna put my pants on. How can I get her to stand up, and I can get in this damn chair?
Yeah.
I want to start. I don't want to stop, but I want to start driving.
Right.
I do not want to pull over, but I want to start driving. And I realize she's a little nervous at the moment.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't ask her to do that too. That's asking her to do too much. So it's like, well, I'm gonna coach her down. Babe, just slow down. We gonna go. If we have to go 20 miles per hour, that's what we gonna do. I done looked on. I pull out the atlas because the atlas gonna tell me the truth. I pull out the atlas about
You
5
didn't show how
miles.
to slide that seat. How to
No.
do the seat slide.
No, Mr. Leonard. That's too much going on at that point. I didn't need nothing additional.
I say we got, and literally it was just like this. We got less than 10 miles. There's a pullout. We'll be able to pull to the side. I can start driving. You can regroup.
And we didn't go that far. We went half a mile, and that's where I pulled over. I didn't go 10. Even though he told me 10 miles.
I'm saying
1 mile.
the actual safe spot is 10 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
She's so.
I didn't say the choice words. She said, I'm pulling this sucker over.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. We're talking about what they call it.
It's the brake check. That's where I pulled over.
No, I know, but they call it the what do they call that thing? What do they call that white line, Mr. Leonard? The fog line. You know what I'm talking about? We had a fog line
Pull it right over the fog line.
And about 4 feet past the fog line. So we cannot get all of the truck out of the roadway. She pulls over.
How to do that street slide.
And I'm telling her, babe, stop it. Go on and stop it. Go on and stop it. Go on and stop it. You get it stopped. And I'm trying to get her stopped. She gets it. She pulls it over. I take over.
I went to the back seat. No, we slept. We didn't go.
Did
any
we
further.
sleep over? Well, I went.
It was accidents.
What I did is I ended up going to the bigger space. I did drive to the bigger space and pulled over and got her there. But
we didn't drive no more the rest of that morning. We sat there for 6 hours.
Right.
To daylight.
I was
to
not,
daylight.
It was too many accidents. I was not going no further, and I was visibly shook.
And you know what it was? It was black ice.
Oh yeah.
When you look at the road, for the most part, it looked like everything good. But it was black ice. It's only this. I'm talking about it. There's not no snow on the road.
Right.
It's just wet enough to freeze.
Damn.
But the elevation I was at was
exactly.
We get a lot of that on the West Coast. A lot of it out here on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Oregon, Washington, Nevada.
Oh, she's had some
Reno,
experience.
going up to Reno, down to Summit,
My wife is.
Grapevine, but she always closed.
I'm gonna tell you like this. My wife is
Even
a
to Happy
truck
Street.
driver.
Mhm.
When they come to the mountains, she's a truck driver. No, I'm gonna tell you. She. I woke up one morning and she said, "Babe, this is what the truck did." Remember when you was going on I-5 down in Portland,
Oregon, I hate that fight after weed and all that. I hate that fight every time. It makes me nervous.
But
You guys passed my house. You talk about weed.
yeah,
Well, we was in the Oregon. Once you get, was it Medford, Oregon? When it kind of goes, it's really
Yeah.
you know exactly, Mr. Leonard. But she's up on there. She's at the top.
Falls, all around there.
yes.
Yeah, she's at the top.
Time you pull past weed, you get on up Wairika, make that one pull, you come on down, and just as you come down the hill, you're going off to that dark, and it's real dark up in there. And just before you get to it's all downhill. I mean, you just sweeping. It seems like you never gonna come off that hill. You just steadily going.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I say, Pretty Tye. Ain't nothing like the decision that your team driver makes. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Because you might not never come up. That's like being in a coma and never coming out of it. You back there asleep, all good, all comfortable. If your team partner makes the wrong decision in that scenario,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So that's what I give
Write
her.
it out.
I'm telling you, that's what I give her. She's listened to me so many times, and because I've told her, babe, get down to a speed that you're comfortable at. You know what I'm saying? Get to that speed that you're comfortable. I don't care what everybody's coming by you doing. You know what I'm saying? If you're going 35 and they're going 60,
Right.
are you comfortable at 35? Do 35 down the hill. Guess what? You're going to end up down the hill and you'll be able to go 65.
Right.
That's what it all boils down to.
Black guy sticks
When you see that truck in the ditch, what they call it, too fast for what?
Conditions.
I'm going to say it one more time. When you see a truck in the ditch, it's too fast for what?
Conditions.
That's all that is. Too fast for conditions. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to slow down to your speed.
Right.
And knowing that she'll do that for me, that's what's real.
Be late.
Exactly. Not I'm gonna be late. Y'all get this stuff tomorrow. I know you was expecting it today. You'll get this tomorrow. You know, ain't no freight work.
I don't know what time.
When we drove for Swift,
but it'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
we drove for Swift. I call them with the quickness. Let them know it's unsafe. You know,
That's
with
it.
the quickness, because I mean, it's like a no-brainer to me.
Mm-hmm.
We go down, we up on the mountains coming down. It's ice everywhere. Well, I'm looking for the quickest place to get off at. I hit that GPS, go to my nearest truck stop, and I'm parking. As simple as that. And you know, the thing about it is, they all right with it getting there late. If it get there late, we never got anything there late, even with pulling over. You know, I'm like this. I've been out in Kansas on 70, and the wind seemed like it was just gonna blow me right over. You know, I'm running.
It was.
Everybody else flying, and I'm trying to figure out, well, why are they able to run 65, 70, and I can't? I make a call,
You're
let
in
them
a
know.
10-wheeler.
Yeah, the wind is blowing so hard that it's unsafe, and I gotta pull over, man. I'm not taking no chances.
And that's real talk, though, because I can tell you about I-70 coming through Colorado going into Kansas.
Right.
I've seen so many 20, 15, 22,000-pound loads blown over. It will blow you over.
Right.
I've looked in my mirror on a load and seen my tandems on the trailer
Come
go
on
like
around.
this. And I'm going, whoa! I kind of know what to do in that situation because of my experience. But I can understand the young man or the young woman that ain't never seen that. All they're going to do is panic in that situation and keep going, whoa. Guess what your next move is?
Slow
You're
motion.
laying on your side.
That's slow motion.
Right,
Real
you're laying
slow.
on your side. You know?
Real slow.
There was things that, like, when she first started riding with me, I would not let her see. Because I needed to, there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? Really, there is. There's levels. If I had showed her certain things in the beginning,
She probably wouldn't.
there's no way she would be where she's at right now. Because she would have said, oh, hell no. Anybody in their right mind would have said, oh, hell no. I ain't doing this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody would have. There was things that to this day, matter of fact, right now I'm telling her about it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't let her see it. I showed her
Believe me.
from one level to the next. You know, she became comfortable with this. She became comfortable with that. She knew she could do this. Now I start, and now she starts seeing it on her own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She sees it on her own. She really does. She sees it, and she realizes, could this happen? And I'm going, yeah. But
every day, you guys out there driving, you see something. Somebody's going to do something that make you think about it. Like, whoa, it catch your attention. Even at the fuel island, people do stuff, take that chance or that risk. Whatever. You see what people with loads, how they tie loads down, or how they tailgating, or how they coming off a hill, or even at a signal light when they jumping up and down because they ain't got it in the right gear.
Exactly.
But,
exactly. There's no such thing.
Every day you learn something.
Yes, you do, sir. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And there's really in this game, when it comes to, we talk about decision making and all that good stuff, whether it's whoever's behind the wheel, you got to start to see it. Right. And you have to start to understand that what's more important? What is more important? Getting that load there on time or getting that load there safely?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you weigh that, my wife knows. I tell her at any time, babe, pull up. I'm asleep. Let me sleep. Pull over. We'll worry about all that shit tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I put that on everything. I put that on everything. Let me sleep. make the right decision to pull over. Now, true enough, it might be something that I could have drove through. Because I woke up and go, baby, it ain't that foggy. Come on. And I'll drop behind the wheel. And I will, because I know what I can deal with. You know what I'm saying? I know what I can deal with. But I need her to make the right decision for her driving skill set. And that's what it all boils down to. Each one of us, and think about that, we all have a driving skill set. Everybody in this industry has a driving skill set. If you push your skill set, 9 times out of 10, it's going to end up accident.
You know, Pretty Tye would drive in the fog, right? And I would be right there, and I'd be like, how in the world are you driving in the fog? You know, because I can't see. So I remember this one time we had switched drivers, and it was time for me to drive. She was asleep. I think maybe you had pulled over or something. It was a couple hours before I got up, and it was time for me to go. And when I woke up, man, I'm talking about the fog was thick, right? And she back there asleep. And I'm saying this was my dilemma. I was like, now she drive through this fog. What I'm gonna do? Sit here and not drive through the fog? But I wouldn't drive through it. I let it dissipate a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I had to wait because it ain't my thing driving through it. You know, she'll drive through it. She has no problem with it. I ain't feel no type of way. I thought about it and I said, I'm gonna wait a little bit for it to let up a little bit because I can't, it's not my thing. And it's no need me pressing it, you know, pushing it.
That's what
always be number one for me.
I put that on everything, IP7. That's what's real. First of all, if she's driving through it, her eyesight is a little bit better than yours.
Much better.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? She sees better than you do in fog.
That's right.
I see better than she does in fog. She in the rain.
I see the fog line.
In the rain. You know, she's talking about that little thing that comes up on the dashboard that says freezing, you know, 32 degrees,
right.
And it gives a snowflake.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it's not a snowflake, in the rain,
she's good.
She's running. Boom, 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 boom. Now, here comes the rain for me. I think we need some new wiper blades. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something as simple as your eyesight.
Right.
Her vision is better than your vision.
Right. It'd be raining. I tell her,
say rain. You come up with every excuse in the world for it. Oh, you gonna drive. You're driving the fog with rain come. I pull over.
Mr. Leonard, I'm gonna tell you the truth about this. She can drive in that rain, and to me, that rain is doing something. I'm doing this to my glasses. What's wrong? Why can she do this? But then
you guys got it made. I had to make all them decisions on my own. I was by myself. I'm pulling it over.
Address something to me. Miss Tamika said she
Let me find me somewhere to stop. Where's a truck stop? Shit. It's
she
too
said
much
that,
going on out here.
That her and her husband was hoping for a veteran trainer. And I had a veteran trainer. My husband, I don't know if he had both. I don't know both.
My second trainer, I was his first student.
Right. His second trainer was his first student for his first trainer. was the first student for the second trainer he had. So he wasn't a veteran, right? But he was really, really, really good. My husband did a phenomenal job. The knowledge that he gave, I mean, it was phenomenal. And I'm not saying to wish for, a non-veteran, but I just want you to know that he didn't have a veteran trainer, and he was really good. Sometimes when you're new, you're by the book. You're doing everything they train you to do. So it can work. And my trainer was a veteran. It wasn't that he was bad. He was a good trainer, but he didn't like some of the newer things that go on with trucking, like he didn't like the Qualcomm. He still had to show me things just because Swift required it. But there was just some things that he didn't show me. He didn't show me, like we talked about, the Jake brake. He didn't like the cruise control, how to utilize the cruise control. Trip planning. He didn't do trip planning, right? There was some things that he did not do, and I don't know if it was because he was a veteran. I don't know, but
it can work both ways.
Yeah, it can work both ways.
IP7, I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna come back to you more time.
You just had a closed mind.
Here's a thought. Training. That's my background. When I say there's an umbrella of Vision Transportation Group. Take a truck. I can train anybody to drive this truck. And I'm in the state of Colorado. I'm going to teach you how to drive flatland, in the mountains, and all in between. And I'm only charging $4,200. When you think about the industry that we are in and the money that can be made within this industry, and we have not tuned into it yet. When I say we, and I'm talking about the Black Lives Matter. I'm sorry. And that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That's just what I'm talking about.
Right.
There's so many levels.
Right.
If you do it right, and I want a new truck, right? Here's an avenue. I want a new truck. Now y'all know, in the last 7-8 months, I probably put $40,000, $50,000 into my truck. But if I take that truck and say, well, that's a training truck now, and I go get me another truck over here, and this truck is for training, you think I'll make my money back off of the training truck?
I'm sure.
I know I will.
Yeah.
I know I will. Vision.
If you don't, you ain't training right.
Vision Transportation Group. I'm looking at everyone.
That's the third time I heard you say that.
I'm looking to see those that think like me, feel like me, whatever.
Well, I'm saying, go ahead, Mr. Leonard.
I said that's the time I heard him say that.
Right.
First time you were saying that to Beast. And I heard you say that twice tonight. I've been hearing you.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's about us as a group having a vision. That's all it is.
And you want to,
it belongs to us. Whoever wants to be a part. It ain't mine. It ain't yours. It's collectively.
Right. And
it's collective.
And when you look at the industry, see, I like what you're saying, because when you look at the industry, most of the time all you hear is owner operator. I got a truck. But it's so many facets to this industry. The industry doesn't just move by a truck. The truck moves. You get what I'm saying? There's so many different other facets to the industry. And as a
To
people,
make that truck move.
yeah, as a people, it's time. No disrespect when I'm saying this. I'm saying, but to be an owner operator is crumbs. It's crumbs from the master's table. You understand what I'm saying? It's so much more to it. You know what I mean? And so, if you're gonna do it, then you do it. I told you I'm excessive. Anything I do it in excess.
Exactly.
So you want to touch every part of it. When we deal with real estate, we talking about being. We don't just look at being. We've been licensed realtors before, so we look at getting broker's license. Not just being a realtor. We want the broker's license. We want to do title searches. Every
facets.
Yeah, every bit of it. So if you're gonna get in the industry, you ain't just gonna get no truck. We're gonna broker, we're gonna dispatch, we're gonna train, we're gonna rent trailers, we're gonna flatbeds, whatever. I even tell you the chains. I tell you the chains for the tires. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? That's what's real.
Yeah, I'm big on it.
I'm gonna put it like this. That's how they do it.
That's how.
Why wouldn't we do it? Why wouldn't we do it the same way? Marketing is marketing. Diversification is diversification.
What you got to do is get together and have a
growth is growth.
Everybody,
right, that's what we got to do.
Everybody get their notepad and put something together and have a meeting where everybody can bump their heads and figure out where they want to go. Come up with a plan where you can go to a bank and get loans or whatever, or grants or whatever's available out there.
And, Mr. Leonard, this is what I'm going to say about that. The loans and everything are out there. But you know where we want to do this from? The level we want to do this from is we want to fund it ourselves and then go get their money.
That's right.
Listen to me. We want to be able to fund it ourselves because it don't cost that much to fund it. We ain't got to give them no ain't theirs. This is ours. Now we're going to go get theirs to make it bigger and better, but we can fund it ourselves. I'm talking about whereas we can take $2 and turn it into $1,000, and before you know it, we've done that. You see what I'm saying? And then we go get we're going to get their money. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go get their money?
They'll give it to you.
They will give it to you. But if you fund it off the top, it's ours. Guess what? They don't have the same ownership if they funded it from the beginning. If we get their money from the beginning, they own all of it. For that first,
don't get me wrong. I wasn't saying get a big lump sum. I was saying just get some little small startup, 5, 10, depends how many people you get together, or if everybody may have their own money. I don't know. I wasn't talking about getting $100,000 or nothing like that.
I'm talking about $500,000.
Okay. Well, we need to get.
You're talking about $500,000 us funding it ourselves, right?
Exactly, and it's not that hard.
No, we come up $500,000, right? Right. The one thing about when you get into that money, you're dealing with mathematics, and that's what if you ever just think about the whole system we live in, is all based on mathematics. The days of the week, the months of the year, everything deals with mathematics, and as long as the math add up, man, knowing and understanding how to be a mathematical genius gives you great power. Out here.
Exactly.
You come to the table, if you take $500,000 and put it into funding a business, that $500,000, man. They do the math. They know the math. That garner you $2.5, $3 million. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. Do you know how many times you can flip? Now think about this. Now, this is how I think. You know how the white guy and the banker and the business, they do business quarterly, right?
Right.
Quarterly. This is how I see it.
Yes, just saying, it's done.
This is how I see this.
I'm here in the back feed.
If we fund $500,000 per quarter, I'm talking about every 3 months, and we flip everything that we want to do in those 3 months, do you know where you're going to be in 3 to 5 years off of a quarter? I'm talking about $500,000. Do you know where you're going to be and everybody involved in 3 to 5 years? We hit the billion. We hit the billion. You're going to hit it that quick, that easy.
Baby, it's starting to slow down.
What's slowing down?
The internet. Mr. Leonard just dropped off.
Oh. Mama, time to go. But this is what we need to do. As gentlemen, like I say, they have, what is it called again? Zoom. And it's all us. It ain't on YouTube, it ain't live and all that, but we're just sitting around. It's just sitting at a conference table. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about these ideas. We're talking about these projections. We're talking about forecasts. We're talking about growth. And my man, Beast, we bounce things off of each other. So all we got to do is bring this stuff in the same room, and we're going to be good. Hi, my daughter. She said it's time to get off that. I love you. Okay. We have been on here 2 hours and 37 minutes. Thank you, IP7.
I enjoyed it, man.
Yes.
Pretty Tye.
Let us know when the Zoom call is.
That's it. We're going to do this. I love the avenue.
Yes.
Oh, here's a question that I had. IP7. Does mama let you smoke in the house?
She will, but I don't. I will. If I saw you smoking out, do you?
Not without I smoke on the way to the garage. But if you could feel the looks that I get on the way out the door, she don't like me doing that.
I don't like to think about changing a person because I don't own him. But that's the one thing, Arvella. That's the one thing I would like to change.
Yes. I just don't like the smell of my clothes, my hair. And he stopped smoking for a long time, and all of a sudden he picks the habit back up. And I don't understand, you stop cold turkey, and then as soon as something happened, you pick it back up. I hate the smell.
My nerves were so bad when my truck broke down. IP, I had to have some me time.
Hey, I can dig it.
Have a good one, Michelle and Michael.
All right, Michelle and Michael. Hey, love y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing it. We got to do it some more.
Most definitely.
Everybody have a good night. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You call me anytime if you want to talk to somebody, man.
All right.
Thank you, IP7.
Sometimes.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's crazy.
All right.
Good night, guys.